second affirmative speaker, I would like to explain in further detail the harms to the status quo and also respond to my opponent's claims. First, the physical harms caused by binge drinking. We all know binge drinking, very bad. Like she said, binge drinking is labeled as having 5 or more within the hour, and students usually go out and pregame. That is to say, they go out, they drink a whole bunch before they go to a party, so that they have that buzz for the party. This is just like, they end up doing way more harm to themselves than if they were to drink in moderation. 2. Young adults are taught to drink by their peers instead of their parents. So in the case of Gordy at University of Colorado, if the drinking age were 18, he would possibly, the friends, would have been able to know that they would not be in trouble for going to the emergency room because he was just too drunk and they can take him because it is legal for him to be drunk. They're taught by their peers instead of parents in the way that you're taught by your parents to do things in moderation, such as if you don't teach your child to swim for a while, he doesn't know how to swim his whole life, and he goes off with his friends, and his friends are going to go swimming, and he jumps into the water, well, he drowns because he doesn't know how to swim. Now, had the parents maybe taught him how to swim, same thing could be avoided with alcohol. The parents can teach their children how to drink in moderation and how to not worry about, like, binge drinking, things like that. Drinking is forced underground because simply it's just they can't drink anywhere else, so they're forced into these environments which are unsafe. There's no one watching them. There's nothing else for them to do except for drink and just get in trouble. The importance of education is that education is proven to be effective in many areas, such as swimming lessons, driver's education, sex ed, and many others, which all teach young people how to handle themselves in potentially dangerous situations. Imagine you simply tell a young person, oh wait, I already went over this. This is taken from the Christian Science Publishing Society, an article titled Letters. Mr. Boas raises the valuable point of including parents in the process of learning about alcohol. Yet under current law, parents' hands are tied. Instead of being able to introduce their children to responsible alcohol use in their home, they're forced to leave initial exposure to the children's first drinking experience in college, the military, or elsewhere, be it with their friends, family, whatever. More likely than not, these experiences expose young people to drinking behaviors that are risky, reckless, and worst of all, unsupervised. Alcohol is a reality of our society and should be treated as such. The Alcohol Problems and Solution website states that alcohol is a part of Western society, so much so that adults are shown drinking, but 21-year-olds are shown drinking and above are shown drinking, but yet at 18 you're called an adult and yet you can't drink. There's two sides. It's like a hypocritical, sorry, and further, the site goes on to say, alcohol, rather than promoting the misleading gateway theory, they suggest that it makes far more sense to acknowledge that it is going to happen. Children will drink, but that there is healthy drinking and unhealthy drinking. Both research and common sense can show that young people are least likely to drink disruptively when they're introduced to alcohol in moderation by their parents and whose parents drink in moderation, rather than being initiated into drinking with their peers. The negative would have us live in an unrealistic world where underage drinking doesn't exist. The truth is they do, and the status quo isn't evolving or even addressing these issues. By lowering the drinking age and adding mandatory alcohol education, we are teaching our youth how to drink responsibly, and therefore they will be less likely to have drinking problems